Hello and welcome to another video of mine. It's Oblak, and this is another talking point video of mine. Now, of course, after last night's horrific defensive display and the goalkeeping display that was shown on by Kepa and Oblak, it is very evident and clear to see that Chelsea will need to be signing a goalkeeper this summer. And I planned this video for a long time. I was planning to, publish the video at a later date once the Premier League season was concluded. But after last night's horror show by Kepa, 6 shots faced, 5 goals. It's, in my opinion, the perfect time to release this video. Now, I'll be looking at all the possible candidates. I know some of them are dream signings, but looking at all the possible candidates, look at their stats, in-depth analysis, and who would be the best candidate, regardless of price, at this moment in time. Now, the three keepers I'll be looking at to replace Kepa is Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid, Marc-Andre Stegan from Barcelona, and Dean Henderson from Sheffield United. These 3 keepers, in my opinion, that are top caliber, top tier, that will ultimately upgrade our defence by a significant amount. So before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below which keeper you would like to see at Chelsea. Now, starting off with the first keeper, I want to speak about Jan Oblak. Now, let me talk about the reports and all the links so far. Now, in the past few weeks and days, we have been heavily linked to Jan Oblak. Of course, the massive stumbling block and barrier is the finances. Now, Jan Oblak has an extortionate release clause sitting at 120 million euros that Chelsea will have to activate. Of course, if we do activate it, we don't have to negotiate with Atletico Madrid at all. It's just up to Jan Oblak and his representatives, directly with Jan Oblak's representatives and the player himself. But of course, there is other financial implications and problems with just activating Jan Oblak's release clause. Number one is, Oblak, Kepa's, finances. He's on £200,000 a week. He's on a long 6-year contract, and we splashed out a world record fee on Kepa of around £72 million. So the only way I see this feasible or any realistic possible solution is offloading Kepa for the right amount Chelsea would like, but there's no interest from other clubs. What club is going to pay anywhere near the amount, the finances that we outlaid on Kepa, anywhere near the wages that he's on as well? We are in a very, very difficult situation, a very sticky one, if I must say so myself. The only solution, the realistic one I see, is if we loan Kepa out. I know there's interest from Valencia to loan Kepa out, and in that case it's possible. If they loan him out on a 2-year loan deal with an option to buy, an obligation to buy, and we subsidise half of the wages, so we pay £100,000 a week and Valencia pay the other £100,000 a week. Now, I see it somewhat realistic, but other than that, I don't see how we can get any permanent sell for Kepa this summer. I don't, especially with his diabolical performances this season. And once you do that, then you have to spend and outlay 120 million euros at Jan Oblak, plus also added his wages. He's currently on £350,000 a week at Atletico Madrid, an incredible amount, an astronomical amount of money, and you'd have to match those wages at minimum. So, it would cost an incredible amount for Chelsea. I know our finances are in the green, I know our finances are strong, but it's going to cost easily near 200 million euros just to outlay on Oblak. And honestly, I don't see it being too realistic. It's a very, very slim chance in remote, but in my opinion, if it's possible, we have to do it. I think Jan Oblak is the one. But let's get into his statistics. Now, of course, we know his characteristics. His concentration, elite, strong. His shot-stopping reflex is best in the world. Very, very strong. He's saving close-range shots. Incredible. The guy is a specialist when it comes to shot-stopping abilities. His handling, his commanding of the box. His winning of aerial duels, catching things, like I said, commanding crosses, reflexes, shot-stopping abilities, and his distribution not too bad. And this is why Diego Simeone keeps stressing about how Jan Oblak is, the Messis of goalkeepers, because he saves everything, and he's so crucial to Atletico playing. When they go for La Liga titles, when they compete in the Champions League, Jan Oblak is one of the main reasons why they're competing at the highest level year in, year out. And if Jan Oblak came to Chelsea, he would elevate our defence to another level. He genuinely would. The amount of goals he would save for us, defensively be more solid. Our defenders would trust our keeper more, and it would build a good relationship. I think, like I said, Jan Oblak is a huge upgrade on Kepa, and would definitely upgrade and elevate our defence, in my personal opinion. And if a deal is anywhat realistic or possible, we have to do this deal, in my personal opinion. Like I said, his age is good, only 27 years of age, heading into his prime. And let's not forget, goalkeepers, they can play at the highest level until the age of 34, 35. So I think that, in my personal opinion, if it's anywhere financially feasible, we have to get this deal done in my personal opinion. Now, another dream signing is, of course, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Now, it was kept coming out of reports yesterday by Mundo Deportivo that ter Stegen has had contract breakdown talks with Barcelona. Of course, they were in contract negotiations and they've broken down. Ter Stegen is not happy with the wages that he's receiving, but again, he's another one that is a top 2 keepers in the world. His distribution, best distribution in the world. He's so good with his feet. Again, his shot stopping abilities, his reflexes. He's Barcelona's best player after Messi. Again, he's a world-class player, a world-class keeper. Again, it's more of a dream signing, more of a fantasy signing. And with the thing with both the Oblak and the ter Stegen one is, the only way I see it being realistic is if we offer Kepa in return, and that way it's possible. However, again, there are more factors and complications, because is Kepa going to return back to Spain? The wages, would Barcelona or Atletico take Kepa in return? But getting into the in-depth analysis and, of course, his characteristics, his long passing, again, distribution is phenomenal, the best in the world when it comes to sweeper keeper. His shot-stopping reflex is as strong as Oblak's, insane shot-stopping abilities. However, his concentration can be weak at times. Of course, he hasn't had the strongest season. His save percentage hasn't been the highest that it usually is. But again, he's a terrific keeper. He's an absolutely world-class keeper, an elite keeper at the highest level. If a deal is feasible, we have to be getting either Oblak or ter Stegen, in my personal opinion. Well, who do you guys rather have? Would you guys rather have ter Stegen or Oblak? And give me your thoughts and reasons. Of course, there's pros and cons to both. Ter Stegen, of course, he prefers, he's much better with his feet. Distribution-wise, that sweeper keeper role, and of course, the reflex is phenomenal. But Oblak is, more commanding, more of an aerial dominance. An absolute shot-stopping king, but his distribution isn't as strong as Elias ter Stegen. But who would you rather want, depending on Lampard's playstyle? I guess which one would come at cost? Both of them would cost an astronomical amount, but Atletico, of course, Oblak has a release clause where ter Stegen doesn't. We'd have to negotiate directly with Barcelona. But getting into the last keeper, I want to talk about this on the list. In my opinion, that's the perfect replacement candidate to replace Kepa is Dean Henderson, another player at Chelsea. I've looked at, I made a video on this yesterday. The Manchester Evening News, reporting exclusive that Chelsea and Lampard would like to double Dean Henderson's wages to lure him to Chelsea, offering first-team football week in, week out. The United may not be able to offer. Now, when it comes to his in-depth analysis, he's been a terrific goalkeeper. He generally has. He's been a world-class goalkeeper for Sheffield United. He's on loan there for 2 years, and he has been magnificent. Now, of course, let's look at his characteristics again. His reflex, his shot-stopping abilities, his saving of long shots, and his concentration are so strong and elite. Again, he has a similar issue to the Oblak in the sense of his distribution isn't the strongest. He plays in a low block system at Sheffield where they park the bus. They're compact, well-drilled and organised defensively, and he thrives off that Chelsea where he play more expansive attacking football. He won't have that luxury of having that low block, so I guess that he'd have to adapt quickly. But he's young, he's intelligent, he's got amazing shot-stopping abilities. Again, another keeper that is an upgrade on Kepa and would significantly boost and elevate our defence exponentially, in my opinion. I think that yes, his distribution isn't the best, but he's adapted well to the Premier League, and he's one of the main engineers and architects as to why Sheffield have done so well this season. 13 clean sheets in the Premier League this year, and a terrific record. And for me, he'd be a very good replacement for Kepa, in my personal opinion. I still prefer like ter Stegen and Oblak because I think they're another level, the top caliber. But I think that Dean Henderson would be a fantastic signing to replace Kepa. But again, there are some complications with this because, of course, he is a Manchester United player. Manchester United would not ideally want to sell to a direct rival. Again, the only way I see this is Dean Henderson is not guaranteed first-team football at United because, of course, the Hayes is on a long contract on £375,000 a week, and they just secured him a long-term deal. And Dean Henderson is not going to want backup. He's much better than that. He deserves to play with one of the best clubs in Europe at the highest level first-team football. If he hands in a transfer request in Chelsea, offering first-team football, higher wages, etc., then I think that yes, Dean Henderson could be possible. United may be forced to sell him to Chelsea if a deal ever materialised, in my personal opinion. But who would you guys want out of the three? Dean Henderson, Jan Oblak, or Marc-Andre ter Stegen? Make sure you leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Which keeper would you want to replace Kepa? Or are you in that camp where you would want to give Kepa another chance? Would you want to see Kepa given another chance for next season? I think last night was the last straw for me, and I've been one of his strongest supporters. But I think that this video was a long time coming, looking at the three keepers in depth and why they're a massive upgrade on Kepa at this present moment in time. But I'm going to wrap up the video there, guys. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you guys for my next video. Peace.